And we're back. Listen, I just have to say, Damaged Blue, um, outside is open, and we have lost our goddamn minds.
I
I'm too
did.
old for this. I'm too old for this, Jason. I'm tired.
Listen, California has lifted all the restrictions. Nobody has masks on. People are walking in the streets. People are walking up. Alexis just yawned over here. Nobody cares about anything related to COVID. COVID-19 just somehow disappeared one day when the governor said we could all go outside. I have to tell you, this weekend I have been stalking both of your Instagrams. I've been watching you guys have been outside. I've been outside. There's so much outside open at this point. We're not even outside together, and we still outside at the same damn time.
That's true.
I gotta,
Same
I gotta
parties.
I gotta get my outside stamina back. It ain't like it used to be. I went out once and I was like, I need a refresh.
I'm
Yeah,
so
you
happy
know,
you said
yeah,
that because I felt bad. I thought it was just me.
no, he didn't feel bad because everybody knows you guys have been trolling Damage here on this show and calling him Merlin Santana so much that we have forgotten about that because we did that show where he said it was weird and y'all need to stop trolling him with a dead man. And so we stopped doing that over here. We don't even talk about it anymore. But this past week, I was in bed at 3 a.m. I get a text from Brandy and she sends me this. And she's telling me you had on a shirt that I think said Inglewood or something, which is where Moesha was shot. So she had this whole moment where you took her back to the set of Moesha with Merlin Santana.
I'm gonna put this out there right now. She is the only person that I'm gonna give the pass to that say I look like Merlin Santana. Then it has to stop. But yeah, we're backstage. Shout out to Behan at the Behan Block Party, an amazing event, like 2,000 people there. I'm backstage, and somebody comes up to me like, "Brandy wants to talk to you," and I'm like, "Me?" Brandy wants to talk to you. I'm like, "You sure? You should? What she want?" I couldn't believe it because, like, I grew up on Brandy. Like, Brandy's an icon. So I've seen her partying, but I'm not thinking to talk to Brandy. I come over there. I'm excited. I'm thinking, I don't know what she's going to talk about. She's like, yo, you look just like Merlin, yo. And I'm just like, you know what, Brandy? I hate when people say this, but it's Brandy, and I'm going to take it. I'm taking it. I'm taking it.
Yeah, no, she sent that text to me, and I was laughing. I was in the middle of sleeping. I woke up to laugh because it was hilarious that she said that and the connection she made. And I've been telling Brandy, come to the show. She's terrified of me in this show. I keep trying to tell her, girl, you are going to be loved and celebrated here. I'm sure she'll come at some point. But yeah, you were outside and see what he said, Blue? 2,000 people. I was going to get tickets to go and support that event. And then when I started thinking about it, I started to hyperventilate with the idea of dancing around 2,000 people.
Yeah, so that event was popping. I actually had no intention of going, but my family over at Hillman Grad Productions sent me a ticket, and I was still not going to go because the idea of how many people go to this event every year scared me until I ran into the DJ, Brian Henry, and he sent me this beautiful message about how he watched all my tarot videos during COVID to help him through the pandemic. So then I was like, I guess I have to go now because we're connected. But Jason, the minute I walked in, guess who I ran into? The minute I walked in, Tamar. And the minute I mentioned your name, it's like the sun came out. Like she smiled like I had told her she had won the lottery. So she really loves you. Because my friends were like, who are you talking about? I was like, I mentioned Jason Lee's name and Tamar Braxton turned into like a blossoming daffodil. So Tamar really loves you, even at a block party with 2,000 people.
I love Tamar. Listen, I'm going to get into my weekend. But I need y'all to just be patient because it's been a lot. First of all, you talk about Tamar. Let me start with the fact that she was at my house last night until 3:30 in the morning. I'm tired. I'm done with outside. I'm going back inside. I am having PTSD from being out this weekend. Let me first start by telling you on Friday. I don't know what I did Friday I was hanging out and I decided to call up Tiffany Haddish. She say, hey, let's go out. She's like, okay, cool. Where we going? I said, we're going to the Abbey. The Abbey's open. The gaze is out. Let's hit the streets. We put on our fine linen. We go to the Abbey. We get to the Abbey. I buy a section. I got my date with me. I call up my staff. I call my friends, whatever. The section's packed. We're in the middle of this dance floor. And then Tiffany pulls up. And this is a little bit of what went down. Look.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then after that, okay, that was Friday night. Saturday, that was the day y'all did the block party, right?
Yep, Saturday.
Saturday, I was so beat up emotionally, spiritually, financially, and alcoholically that I actually canceled going to that party so I could lay in bed, and so I slept it off. Now, Sunday is where things got a little dicey. So Sunday, I decided to go support my friend Lee. Now, Lee, I've known Lee for a long time. He had an event, a brunch. He really wanted me to come to it. I said, okay, I'm going to come and support you. I went. I did not think I would have as much fun as I did. I had so much fun. Let me just show you what happened. Take a look.
Look at the vibes.
Oh, I love that. I actually watched the video on Instagram when you posted it.
And then I ran into T.S. Madison, who she really wanted to try to prove that I was a bottom because she kept dancing behind me. Now I'm gonna let y'all sit with that. This is what she did to me. And I got so drunk, I called up Floyd to tell him thank you for supporting me and for inspiring me that I got a tattoo on my hand. Take a look.
Rare
Jason,
form. I love it.
What in the Hangover is that? Like, are you serious?
I
was watching your stories. Oh, no, we all had that same weekend at the same time and had to come to work.
Well, you're never gonna get me at a party with a microphone and I not get on stage. Amber Riley performed and this happened. Take a look.
This a real motherfucking singer up here. Do y'all see this? There's a lot of bitches out here trying to do it, but let me tell you something about this bitch right here. If a bitch can't sing like this without some motherfucking melodon, they ain't a motherfucking singer. You know what I mean? Riley is that real shit. Now, I don't ever do this, but I'm gonna tell you something. This bitch right here, this bitch giving you real motherfucking vocals. So if you bitches don't give her no motherfucking love, you can all suck my mother.
Look, at this point, I thought, look, the night is over. It's time to go home. You know, outside is done. We closing it off. And then I decided to have a late night pool party at my house for 25 people. And 25 people, including Tamar Sky and all my friends came over and friends of friends. And my gun was missing this morning. So I'm calling around, trying to figure out who to report a stolen gun to, reviewing cameras. And then I remember that I hid it for myself.
Oh my God.
That's smart.
You know what?
That's smart.
God, help this man. First of all, why were you looking for it to begin with, Jason? Why were you looking for your gun at a late night pool party?
No, I was looking for it this morning when I woke up because it was missing.
From your usual spot. It was one of them nights. He was walking around with the gun. Jason was toting the gun in his swimming trunk.
No.
The thing is,
I had people in my house, so I put my guns away. I just put it in a place I wasn't used to putting it. So I thought I lost it. So I ordered a new gun. I had to report the gun stolen. And then I found out that it wasn't stolen. So I had to undo all of that. Today is, look, I don't want to be here. But I'm here because everybody showed up.
I love hearing about these like events you have with your friends. And then we're just sitting here like, oh, must be nice. So dope, man. That pool party sounded like it was real lit, man. Good.
Yeah,
good
Jason, I have a bathing suit. If you ever want to text me about the next pool party, I will show up.
Blue and Damage, y'all both went out this entire weekend, and I did not get a text from either one of you. And let's be very clear, you both got the flyer sent in the group chat yesterday, and I said pull up, and y'all didn't even comment. You liked it. So don't even come on this show.
No, I did comment. No, I did.
It.
I said, so Jason, I worked till 7. But next time, if you tell me, I will skip work and come to the pool party. You've convinced me to play hooky.
The party went to 10:30.
Oh, I could have came then. Never mind.
Right.
I didn't see any of this. And this weekend was Juneteenth, and I went down to Leimert Park, and that's what my jersey said. When you talk about Brandy see me, it didn't say Inglewood. It said Leimert Park, and it was such a black and beautiful experience down there in the heart of the city. I feel like it's like the black mecca of LA. So I'm just gonna put that out there, man. Shout out to everybody that went out to Leimert Park because I seen almost everybody, and that's how my day started off on Saturday.
Leimert Park was actually trending all over Twitter in California. Everybody and their mother was there, and then they went to the block party afterwards. So it was almost like everybody was partying outside for like 8 hours together, buying $20 drinks and twerking in the sun. And I think it is expensive and exhausting, and I do not know how I'm going to survive After now that I've turned 40, I don't think I can do outside and have a job. So I'm gonna have to make some tough choices this week about how to move through this summer.
Speaking of Juneteenth, I'm gonna tell you who's not a fan of Juneteenth, and that's Candace Owens, your favorite troll. So she now has called Juneteenth lame, and now she resurrected rapper Azalea Banks, who now is not having it. So Azalea Banks is sounding off. And this came after Candace Owens slammed President Joe Biden's move to declare June 19th a federal holiday, labeled it as repackaged segregation, and saying she would be celebrating July 4th and July 4th only as she is an American. So let me ask you guys this. I saw that Juneteenth was, made a national holiday. Is this enough of a reparation for you? Because it's not.
No.
No.
Here's the thing, Jason. I was going to celebrate Juneteenth regardless of what legislation they passed. So them making it an official holiday is dope. I think it's cool, but it definitely doesn't it doesn't do anything. It's not even, it's like one step of 30 to get where we need to go. Like, hell no.
I think this is the okie doke, right? Like I understand that Juneteenth is cool, right? But them giving Black people an excuse to celebrate something they were going to be celebrating anyways seems ridiculous to me. It's like I'm making a cake and I tell you I want you to bring me back eggs and you bring me back tequila, and now I'm just drunk and cakeless, right? Like I like tequila, but I really need eggs.
After this weekend, I don't even want to think of tequila. But let me
Sorry,
say this,
Jason, I didn't mean to trigger you.
I just feel like, how hard they've come out in support of Asian Americans, the fact that, we celebrate white holidays 365 days of the year because it's still a white person's country. The fact that the Native Americans have been given all the land and the casinos and all these rights and stuff. When do Black people get real reparations? When? I don't understand it. I don't understand how this holiday, looked to some as if it was something huge to celebrate. I'm tired of settling for at least we're making progress. Like, we've been here long enough, we've built enough, and we bring the sauce to this country. Why is it that we're happy for the little crumbs that they're giving us?
You know what's so crazy about you saying that is the fact that we actually have been asking for reparations and an anti-lynching bill to be passed for a long time. And instead of giving us those two things that are real and actually keep us safe in real life, they gave us Juneteenth. They said, go have the cookout that we're not invited to federally. So I just think this is just an okie doke. And I'm really, really annoyed because the anti-lynching bill, why are we still not making it a federal crime to lynch people in 2021? That's ridiculous to me. That would have been more impressive.
This is the point that I'm trying to make. Why are we not talking about prison reform or real legislation to protect our communities and to make sure that our kids and our families are safe in communities that we exist with these people? I don't understand why Juneteenth is something to celebrate. I saw every one of Kamala's teeth on the news conference when she had made this announcement. I saw her molars. I don't want to know you like that, Kamala. Like, I like you and I'm happy that you're there, but I don't need to see your dentistry. I need you to do more than that. Get up there and say, stop shooting today. Do something that we can all resonate, because honestly, like Juneteenth, I don't even celebrate Black History Month because I'm Black every day. I don't need a month.
We can have both though. We can have Juneteenth and laws.
It's not both. It's not even nothing wrong with Juneteenth. Like Blue said, it's a media okie doke in my eyes, because regardless if they pass the legislation or not, every Black person was going to be in the street celebrating it. So what you do is you jump in front of it, you make it a national holiday, and you throw it all in the news like, you did this. You're the reason that we're celebrating it this massively and while we're out in the streets. We're already going to do it anyway. So I felt like Blue said, it's a big okie doke, and it's also a media okie doke. So now you got the president and everybody on there going on TV like, oh, we did this such a great thing. We were celebrating for Juneteenth regardless. We did it last year, and we're going to do it next year and the year after that.
Let me tell you what you can do, Joey. You can put together $100 billion package for Black businesses, just for us. Just for us. Create a Black committee, completely Black, not white people Black, not white people running the Blacks, Black people deciding how to spend that $100 billion. Now we got to make sure nobody's, gives it to their cousin Boo Boo and all that bullshit. But that's why you put together a really good group of people. You let it be led by Michelle Obama.
Ooh, we
give her
like
something
that.
to do. She's still our first lady. I know. I'm just saying. Give me tangible things. I don't need no day off. Okay, my staff. They say, oh, it's Juneteenth this weekend. Most people are off on the weekends already. It's not even like they got an extra day of work. Off
I
work.
have a
You know what I mean?
question
So,
about that. Are white people gonna take Juneteenth off? Are they
Yes.
joining us? Like, I'm so confused. As a white person, do you get Juneteenth off to celebrate that The Last of Us ran from you? Like, that seems like a weird flex. I need someone to explain
you
that.
get Christmas. You get Christmas because of white flying around with reindeers giving away presents. Well, no, that's Jesus'
Oh.
birthday, right? Well, listen.
I don't want to. I don't want to see white
Jesus is
people
black.
celebrating.
And Jesus,
the
wait,
day off.
and Jesus is black. They took that from us too. This is what I'm saying. I'm tired of the holidays. I don't even care about holidays. I don't. What is today? Monday.
But
I
you
don't
see,
even know what
even
today
that
is.
right there. But even that right there, for us to go, oh, we don't care about the holiday. I care about the holiday, but it doesn't negate the fact that real legislation needs to be passed. So we don't have to down the holiday. Two things can exist because we were celebrating regardless. Regardless if anybody made it national or official, we was going to celebrate anyway. So them doing that, it's like, okay, can you really pass some real legislation that's going to make some real change? Because we didn't need y'all to give us permission to party when we were already partying.
Reparations. I'm not even African American, so I'm not even gonna get a reparations check, and I'm still fighting for reparations. Okay,
Well,
I'm
I'm
just saying
African
reparations is
American.
better.
I'm African American, and I don't want half of my reparation. I want all of it. Just because I'm half white.
Wait.
The one drop rule applies.
Damn, that's funny.
Can you imagine Jason getting the half reparation package?
Right, this is for your daddy side. Like, that's
I'm gonna tell you
hilarious.
who else. I'm gonna tell you who else wants reparations. That's Azalea Banks, because baby, she jumped out into the comments and had a lot to say. And this is what she said to what's the girl name? Candace Owens. She said, according to this logic, on July 4th, 1776, you would still be enslaved, most likely on the verge of starvation due to all of America's food supply having been prioritized for the war, while your hands sew American flags and struggle to wet nurse some depressed 24-year-old white widow sickly child until your nipples are chapped and dry. Next, your final descent down the stairs and out the back door where you proudly slept on a bed-bug-infested pile of hay in a 6x4 cabin you share with 4 other cells. Happy Independence Day, Candace Owens.
Well, I've always felt like Candace Owens is one of the slaves that Harriet would have left behind. So this story time of Azalea Banks actually is on track, in my opinion. I don't disagree with
Candace Owens in a fight with Azalea Banks. Like, this month couldn't even be more weird. Like, I'm over it. Like, I don't care for either one of them. People, listen, if you're listening to the podcast, just know this. Please rewatch this show after today, because when I tell you, I don't even know the words that are coming out of my mouth. There are words that want to come out that aren't even a part of the conversation, because I don't even know where I am right now. I need
tired
on my life.
Now I'm confused, Jason, because I feel like you've been outside longer than all of us. Like, you've been going on trips. Like, you've been having that outside experience. What was it that took you out this weekend?
People are excited about being outside to the extent that they just are outside for no reason. The traffic is crazy again. The stores are packed. Nobody's wearing a mask, and I know damn well everybody ain't been vaccinated because I haven't worn a mask and I'm not vaccinated. I don't even know how the switch from COVID just went off like that. Where did it go? It's like playing people at this point, you know? I'm telling you, I think the thing that damaged and blue that's exhausting is when I travel to an Aruba or here or there, I'm on a beach, I'm on a jet ski, I'm chilling in my hotel bed, I'm in the pool. I'm not around the masses. People are in these streets. And then you look at the crime. Crime has gone up now because people are outside again. And people just, think about it. We have not socially interacted on this level in about almost 2 years. Yesterday, I was out and ran into Miracle Watts, and she went to hug me, and I jumped back because I have not had strangers hugging on me. I don't even like strangers hugging on me, but I haven't had people hugging on me like that in a long time.
You said you jumped back from Miracle Watts.
I wouldn't even do that.
I mean, I went back.
Jason, you for real about this? Like, you
See,
Miracle
Jason,
Watts?
I wouldn't jump back from her. She's soft.
No, it wasn't like that. Like people haven't even seen my physical transformation. Yesterday, people were really shocked. You know what I mean? So like we've not seen each other like this, and it's really overwhelming for me. And I don't like it. I don't.
I was confused about the social norms because I'm vaccinated and had a mask on. Okay, so I'm like the teacher's pet, and I show up to the block party all vaccinated and masked up, and people were looking at me like I was crazy. They were like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Is COVID over?" I was like, did I miss the memo? Is COVID over? So it's one of those things now. If you're being COVID compliant, people are looking at you crazy for having a mask 24 hours after outside just opened back up. So it's been a very bizarre time that just like that, flip the switch and it's over.
Now this might not be bizarre to y'all, but it was a little different for me. People were having so much fun at that block party. I seen someone literally show up topless, like titties out.
Were they flat? Was it small though? Were they small breasts?
Were they small? No, they were pretty. They were pretty nice. Blue, I ain't gonna lie to you. They was definitely lookers.
The girls,
it
the
wasn't
girls
like,
with the small ones be out all the time. Okay.
No, they had some good hang to them. It was a nice set. I ain't gonna lie. It was a nice set. And I was just like, are we that much outside? Or am I tripping? Like that's okay to do because we ain't been outside in a long time. We had a long debate about that backstage.
So let me understand this. So if I come to a party to rock out with my out and she can have her titties out, is it? No, I'm saying, why is that wrong? It's the same thing, right?
This was the debate I was having.
I don't really need to see anybody's wobbly bits. Like that just seems.
And I really don't need. And I really don't need to see your titties with the little whisker on the areola. Clip that bitch off and put things down. I didn't come out to see that. I came out for my little cocktail. Now here's your hairy little areolas all in my fucking face.
Whose areolas are you looking at?
I'm just saying. I've seen a porn or two where they got that one little whisker that won't go in and tweezers out.
I ain't gonna lie. She had. They were nice. I was just like, is this what we doing now? Is this not what we're doing? I ain't have the right answers.
Somebody there could have had a really nice penis. That don't mean that we want to see it hanging out.
I mean,
is it the same though? Is it the same? Because I was having the same discussion. They were like, well, somebody said backstage we need to normalize that. And I was like, do we? And I didn't know. I didn't have the right answer. I'm like, do we just normalize a woman walking around with the titties out? Is that cool? What do you think?
I think we normalize nudity, period. I think that if you want to walk with your out, or you want to walk with your breasts out, or you want to walk with your ass out, you should be able to do that. I have no issue with people being naked. What I have an issue with is when people that are naked and they try to touch you and they're not attractive.
Because the event was tight. Blue, you was there. The event, it was tight. So she had to, slide through with them things. And I think a couple people definitely got blessed, for sure. For sure.
People get blessed. When you have large breasts, people are going to get blessed whether you have a shirt on or not. I think we have to compare it apples to apples, not apples to penises. So her top would be equivalent to a male top. So those of us who believe in freeing...
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Let me finish.
No, it's not.
I believe in freeing the nip, right? So if everybody can have their nipples out, I'm cool with that. I don't want to see anybody's genitals. So for me, from the waist up, I'm here for all of it. It's from the waist down that I'm like, keep that to yourself. I don't want to see your vagina or your
problem. The problem
that
we're in Blue. Last week I apologize. I called you a street sweeper. Probably wasn't nice.
You did.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then you tagged me on it.
Now, because you're a street sweeper. But let me tell you something. Now that I sit here and I'm looking at you in your face, let me tell you that you are the problem. You and all the women in the show, all the women in the world, all these double standards y'all got. First of all, stop telling me that a woman's nipples and a man's nipples are the same thing. They may technically be nipples, but why can we go outside and wear our nipples out proudly without going to jail, but y'all can't? That's because y'all live by society rules. Let your balls hang. Let your titties hang. Let your mother out. Just let it flow. Let it flow. Let it flow. And stop judging. It's women who cause the problem. Y'all, you talking about apples to penises. Stop hating on the penis. What the penis do to you?
Free the nipples. Free. I love nipples, and I think everybody's nipples should be out, but from the waist down, let's all, no double standard. I mean, everybody, men and women, and gender nonconforming. From the waist down, you can cover it up, but free the nipples for everybody.
You know how much, let me tell you the benefits of not living up to that standard. Do you know how many relationships we all could have prevented by getting into a relationship with a no-nothing if we could have saw him from the waist down before we made a commitment?
Do you know how many relationships we would have gotten into if we could see it? Some of them are packing things that are tantalizing, Jason.
Do you know how many men could have avoided getting themselves in a relationship with a woman whose vagina needed a tummy tuck?
Oh.
What? I don't even know what that means. What the hell? Yeah, I have
damage,
a
you know what
demure vagina.
Damage, do you know what I mean? Damage.
I've
Damn
seen
it.
it. There's a name for it. There's a name for it, Jason. It's called beef curtains. What
It's-
you're saying? It's called beef curtains.
Beef curtains?
Could
Mhm.
you imagine, Blue, the man you met at Greystone? You was gonna take him home and suck his. But if you would have knew he had cottage cheese with pineapples around the top, you probably wouldn't have got in the car.
Jason, you're gonna get like sunburn on your penis, of, like trying to die on this hill. Be careful. It's hot outside.
Jason,
okay.
the Google searches you must have. Like, where do you
Right.
find this imagery?
Right.
I say this. I want everybody to do whatever they want to do, but you got to understand in life, no matter what decision you make, there's consequences and there's benefits. It's a crazy world. And that's what I was saying backstage. A lot of people didn't agree with me. I didn't care. I said, look, you want to walk around with your shirt off, that's cool. But in the real world, there could be benefits to this. You might get some free gas somewhere, some chips, some Wendy's, whatever. Get in the party for free. But there are also some weirdos out here that might touch you inappropriately. I'm not giving them a pass to do that. I'm not saying it's okay that they do that or try to do that, but it's reality. And, you know, a lot of
But
people
as
like
a woman,
that. Say.
And I would use the same argument that the NRA. I would use the
know.
same argument that the NRA uses when it comes to gun reform. Crazy people still gonna shoot people whether you got guns or, I mean, it's not the gun, it's the crazy people. It's the same thing when it comes back to this topic, right? Bill Cosby and his pudding pops was touching people without them being naked. You don't have to be naked to be touched. People that touch people just touch people. So hold those.
I'm happy you mentioned that too, because my friend got grabbed in Vegas 2 weeks ago. We were in Vegas fully dressed, and it was Memorial Day weekend. And this guy saw her. He's like, "I want you," and he just grabbed her, and she was like, "Get off of me!" We were both fully dressed, going to dinner to go meet the rest of our friends. So even if you are wearing a beautiful gown in a nice, fancy, 5-star, expensive ass restaurant, any drunk Negro can just walk up to you and grab you because I want you. You know, so
exactly. And I look at it as preventative, right? Of course, you could have you could be fully covered in a goddamn blanket and somebody might come touch you. But I tell you this, that same person that would touch you in that blanket, he will definitely be more likely to touch you if you ain't got a damn shirt on. That don't make him cool. It doesn't say he's okay for doing that. He's a fucking weirdo. I'm thinking about the protection of people. So I just want everybody to be safe. That's it.
Yeah.
Have fun.
All right. So, you know, something else that's wild and just kind of still hanging out there. Carmelo Anthony has twins over in London. And we were contacted by a woman in London who told us that she had a relationship with Carmelo Anthony. Now, what people don't know is that Carmelo Anthony and Lala had been separated for 3 years. I actually spoke to Lala. We didn't get too much in details, but I did want to kind of get to the heart of what was happening with this news that it broke. And so Carmelo had twins by this woman, which is a single man he can do. He's just not divorced yet. And so people started to drag Lala into it and their child by saying this is the third child he's had on Lala, that he's had, one before and now two more. And so Lala wanted to set the record straight that she and him are not together and haven't been together in a few years. Well, the two things that I thought were concerning were, one, that we didn't know that he had these two kids, and two, that they're still in the NICU over in London struggling for their lives, and he's now not involved in his ghost of the woman. And so that's what made her come forward. Now, ironically, also part of the story was the fact that we put out another piece that Kim Kardashian allegedly had hired a private investigator. So I talked to Kim Kardashian's CMO, Tracy Romulus, and she explained that she was a friend of Lala's and she on her own decided to go behind Kim and Lala's back to find out details to help Lala with the information. That just set the internet on fire and the girl got nervous and it became a big mess. And so now, I don't know where we are with it because the woman has disappeared. I know that Carmelo was allegedly trying to get her to, at least what she said, trying to get her to admit that she was lying because he wanted to distance himself from the scandal and, continue to pay her. Now, we've seen PayPal records of upwards of $100,000 sent between Carmelo and her. I mean, they look legit. And then also she sent me text messages of him, between him and her, and I verified them with a third-party friend. So he was, in fact, texting her. What do you guys think about all this? And why do you think Lala was unnecessarily drug into it all?
Jason, forget King of Beagle. You're the king of receipts. Do you recognize how many receipts you just dropped?
Let me tell you something. I've never seen 100,000 go through in a PayPal. That's incredible. I just want to put that out there. Wow.
I didn't know PayPal could do that. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a little petty. Poor Lala. My heart goes out to all the women and children involved who are innocent victims of this man's roving penis. That's how I feel about it. I think I'm surprised they're not divorced already. We all thought they were divorced. When they said Lala was filing for divorce, my first reaction was, wait, they're not divorced already? So I think anybody blaming her for any of Carmelo's actions is really foolish because we all know that they have not been a real couple and living as husband and wife for a very long time. So she shouldn't be punished for any of his sins. It doesn't make any sense to
Well,
me.
I'll tell
I'm
you what
Team
I
Lala.
told Lala. I'll tell you what I told Lala. You know, I'd be sleeping under a rock. I didn't know that that they were not living under the same roof. I thought they were still together. But technically, if they're still married, they're still together. I think the issue that people were having is that they had not finalized, you know, their relationship in the public eye. And what I was explaining to her was until we see the separation, I think is when we can like mentally separate it. And you know, one thing I know about Lala just from a distance, because I everybody knows I'm Team Lala. I've been a fan of Lala's. I love her, how
We
she's
love
built her
her.
career and how she makes her moves, and she's just a swagged out chick. What I love about her is that she stayed in the marriage, meaning staying married, because her son is old enough where he follows Hollywood Unlocked. He looks at what
Oh.
we're posting and he's reading what's happening on the internet. And she didn't want him to read issues between their mother and their father. But you know, it comes to a point where you out here just being reckless, and now she keeps being drug into it when she's trying to move on. So, you know, she's now filed for divorce. And I think that's the right thing to do. And I wanted her to file for divorce a long time ago. But you know, it's not my relationship.
And you know what? And I feel like Lala is strong enough to handle the situation. But you brought up her son. That's the dude. That's the person I'm worried about. That's the person Carmelo has to talk to because, like you said, he's old enough to see, read, and understand, digest all of this. You got to speak to your son, man. And you know that's a tough pill to swallow. You know, I think Lala is definitely prepared for this. And in this time of social media and everything going on, I think she can spin it where, yo, watch me on the Shy every weekend. She got a popping show going on. She's doing her thing in
It's
the acting world.
amazing.
I
Yeah.
think she's going to be totally great. I think she is used to this. Unfortunately, she's used to this kind of thing dropping on her, and I think she's going to move forward just fine.
We used to always think of Lala as Kim and Sierra's friend, or the girl who was married to the basketball player. But over the years, to Damage's point, she has done a really excellent job of paving her own lane. When I think of Lala now, I don't even think of Carmelo. I don't think of the Kardashians. I don't think of Sierra. I think of her on The Shy. I think of her in Power. I think of her as her own entity. And so I think even though there might be some haters who want to drag her into this mess with Carmelo, he is her estranged husband. That's a legal term. He's her estranged husband. But that estranged makes a lot of sense. And so for me, her stardom is so much bigger than, no offense, I don't watch basketball. To me, she's a bigger star than him at this point in her career. So I think she'll be just fine. I'm not worried
Well,
about
I'll
her.
be honest with you. I never looked at Lala Anthony as an accessory to the Kardashians or as Carmelo's wife. I've respected Lala as a journalist moving up through TRL and holding her own thing, holding her own. And I really love how, you know, what I think I get from watching Lala and her relationships is how trusted she is. Beyonce trusts you, Serena trusts you, Sierra trusts you, the Kardashians trust you. I mean, she is you could tell the type of person she, and talking to her on the phone, this is the first time we actually had a phone call. You know, I can feel her energy through the phone. It was a real ass chick having a real ass conversation. We didn't have to do the whole, is this off the record thing? Oh, I'm afraid to talk to you thing. She was like, yo, I'll with you. I just want you to have all the information so you know where you're coming from, and that, you know, we make sure that keep in mind there's a child who's reading all this. And she even, this was another thing I think that stood out for me on the call, was she was even compassionate and showing empathy for Carmelo. You know, and I think that
we love her.
you know, I wish her the best. I am glad that she's filed for divorce. I hope she gets the closure that she deserves. And Lala, remember I tell you this, the next man, you're gonna find you a real good one now. Not to say that Carmelo was bad. I think all men are flawed to a certain degree, even damaged. But you know, you're gonna find a good one.
And you know, and to Carmelo, I don't know, dude, personally, man, just get it together where, you know, you can have that respect and love from your kids. That's it. You know, is Lala going to stay? No, but you know, you still have your son there. You still have to be a role model for him. So we all got to keep in mind, all us fathers, you got to keep in mind the actions we do, the things we do is a reflection of us and our family. So that's it, Carmelo. Hopefully get it together.
Okay. Well, Lala, if you are watching, please tell your son to turn this off because I have to say something to his dad, okay?
Oh,
Carmelo.
No, here it goes.
Carmelo, I don't know you, and I know you don't care that I don't know you. And I know that you don't care to know me, because anybody who's in this much, they don't like me because I have a job to do. I am a fan, though, however, of you as an athlete. I think you're a great athlete, and you're going to go down as one of the best NBA players to ever grace the court. But you're also going to go down as probably like a no guy, too. You have 2 kids right now that are in a hospital allegedly fighting for their lives. And the way that you handle it is by allegedly cutting the woman who birthed these kids, that you raw dog. You took your, what's that little shark called? The little shark, no, what's that song? What?
Baby shark.
What?
Baby shark.
Baby shark. You took
Baby
your
shark.
baby shark and you put it in that pool. And now you got to deal with the responsibilities or irresponsibilities of your behavior. And now you got us all out here trying to figure out private investigators. Kim's being drug into it. Her staff ain't working on Skims because they focused on you. Lala somewhere trying to protect your son from you. And you ain't handling your business. You need to step up and be a better man. And I'm so sick and tired of everybody saying, oh, it's the Kardashians that make the black man look bad. No, it's the black men who can't control their penises that do all this extra that continue to be propped up by women like Lala and the Kardashians because of other reasons that continue to make black men look crazy. Get your together, brother. That's it.
Yeah, sexual discipline, man. We gotta exercise sexual discipline. It's so needed. Everybody in the limelight. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're just starting off. I don't care if you're the biggest star in the world. Because clearly, it don't matter if you're an all-star athlete. Sexual discipline is needed, especially if you got kids, man. Our kids gonna watch this stuff. They see this stuff.
And this came out Father's Day weekend, so for me, that's extra tacky. That's karma.
Yeah, it's like we gotta have sexual discipline.
And let's be clear. Do not blame the media for having a job to do. Do not blame blogs. Do not blame radio shows. Don't blame podcasts, talk show hosts. All that. Own yo. All the stuff they've ever put out about me that I've done, I did it. All the stuff they've ever tried to put out about me that I didn't do, I don't own it. Because you know what they say, when they can't find nothing, they make it up. And that's real.
Yep.
But what I will say to the situation, this woman that I spoke to, I believe her over these other women that I've talked to that have popped up and had these issues with athletes, because she was like, she sounded emotionally devastated. And she reached out to me, I think, out of desperation because she didn't know where else to go. And she knew I'd be doing what I'm doing right now. Now, she has disappeared, and I'm sure she got some phone calls and people are trying to manage the situation, because you have to think about it. A lot of people are invested in Carmelo, the NBA, if he has a shoe deal, that brand. There's tons and tons of people making millions and millions of dollars off of Carmelo, so they don't want these kind of conversations to be happening. But more importantly, Carmelo, your kid, I just told you, your kid is on the internet. So if you know your kid is seeing what daddy doing, daddy need to do better. Period. Now I'm gonna tell you who is doing better, and that's Khloe Kardashian. On this show, we've been very vocal about, Khloe looking like a doormat to Tristan Thompson. Well, now she's filed for divorce, and we don't have all the details of what's actually happening. But what we do know is that she is finally walking away and ending this on a permanent basis. I have to tell you, Blue Damage, I'm extremely happy. I don't know about you, but I'm happy that she is now going to be freed from this situation. But does it make it any better that now she's a baby mama?
There's nothing wrong with being a baby mama. I just feel like she was embarrassed into it, though, because I watched the entire last season of the Kardashians, and they heavy-handedly tried to shove Tristan Thompson and his baby voice down our throats. And it was really, really cringe to watch. And they were talking about having another baby, being a surrogate, and how they spent 8 months together working out with Kim as a third wheel. They tried to make us fall in love with this man so we could forget the 20 or so people that he's cheated with, all for her to be embarrassed again as the show's airing with more allegations. So I think she probably broke up with him out of embarrassment, because I read the statement, and the statement said they broke up a couple of weeks ago. But the finale just came out last week with the part 1 and part 2 of the reunion. And she was on the reunion talking about how, number one, she lied on Jordan Woods, allegedly, and said Jordan Woods didn't apologize to her. But Jada Pinkett Smith's mother has receipts that show otherwise. She's still trying to make us feel like he's a good guy. And when it didn't work, that's why she broke up with him. So I just think she's embarrassed and will probably still be creeping with him on the low. I don't believe it yet. I do not believe her yet.
I mean, she wouldn't be the first woman to let her baby daddy come back and get some. I mean, that's not whatever. But in terms of the apology, I mean, Jordan Woods, I think, took responsibility on the Red Table Talk. But is she saying she didn't apologize to her directly? Is what I think she's saying.
Well, Andy Cohen asked her, and she said, no, she never directly apologized to me. And Adrienne, who is Jada Pinkett Smith's mother, said, Jordan actually showed her the text that showed the apology. So the Smith family is calling BS and saying that it's not true. And did
Jada let August Alsina hit? I mean, do we still know Jada's tea? I mean, do we still know Jada's tea? At this point, we're gonna take teeth fillers who are spilling alleged text tea to us when they won't spill their own. No, honey, I don't do that. And I love Jada Pinkett Smith. Y'all know that. But what I'm not going to do is sit here and watch the Smiths use their platform to try to destroy a woman, and then in the same time say, stop using your platform to destroy her. The reason why the black community loves it is because Jada Pinkett is giving the Kardashians a dose of their own medicine. But let's be clear, it's the same situation on both sides. Both are out here in glass houses throwing stones. But I will say again, let Jordyn Woods speak for herself. Let her release the text messages. Let her call foul on the play. We want to hear from Jordyn. Speaking of the Andy Cohen reunion, I thought it was really interesting to see how Kim Kardashian cut straight to the chase when they were asking whether or not they would let Jordyn be their friend again. How you gonna let a grown woman be your friend? What kind of question is that?
Well, didn't you say she was like living with one of them in like a back house or something like that?
No, Kylie asked her to.
I'm asking a real question. That's not shade, Jason.
Not a back house.
Jason,
back house.
You said that, so check this out. I think Jason was being smart and he was saying something. I took it as real fact.
Okay.
I thought that's what she was living.
She was not in a back house.
I did not say that Jordyn Woods was sleeping in the outhouse. I said she was sleeping in Kylie's backyard.
That's not true either. Oh, okay. You're all. This is such a.
Yes, she did. Yes, she
awesome.
lived in her pool house, allegedly.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes,
that's what I said. The back house.
Oh my God! The connotation.
I'm from Philly. The back house is the pool house. We don't have. If there's a house and there's a house behind it, it's the back house.
Damage. Blue just don't want to accept that Jordyn Woods used to sleep where the maid's mops be hanging at. Okay, that's where she lived.
The tea is Kylie begged her.
Kylie back house.
Kylie begged her to stay with her because Kylie didn't want to live alone, and they were best friends, and so she came.
So you're telling me that a white woman begged a black woman to go live in her backyard? If you don't shut the up right now,
Kardashians always have black women as pets. What are you talking about? It's like the way they do that all the time.
I'm just mad y'all had this reaction and she really lived in the back house.
No,
y'all said it like I said something crazy.
Wait.
The pool house.
I'm gonna get phone call. I'm gonna get phone calls. Let me clear the air real quick. You will not refer to Malika and Khadijah as black pets.
I don't know who they are.
The Kardashians like to have black people around as accessories while doing black things.
Blue, you are so reckless on this show that I live for every second of it.
I said what I said, and if they see me in the street, come see me at the next block party, and I'll say it to you. We can have a discussion about it.
But here's the problem with this. When y'all say this stuff and I repeat it, I don't know it's shade. I'm thinking it's true. So one day I'm like, oh yeah, Kardashian have black pets. And they're going to be like, damn, what?
Damage, you knew damn well what you were doing when you asked about her living in the pool house. You're being messy.
Yeah, you started with back house.
She live in the back house.
You know damn well what back house sounds like.
Let me let this serve as an example to all of the Hollywood Unlocked supporters out there. When y'all see me back, oh, he's so messy. Did you see what just happened? Let me recap it. Damage said that Jordyn Woods was sleeping where the mops be at, and she called Malik and Khadijah black dogs.
No, I said they keep black pets. I like the friends, but they're seen and treated like black pets.
I want no more of this conversation. I'm not going to demean.
I love you, Khadijah, Malika, and all the other Ikas. Let's talk in person.
And Jordyn, let me say this to Jordyn Woods. Jordyn, I keep running into you in public, and it's always at a restaurant. We lost all this weight, and we can't stop eating. But listen, I ran into you at Craig. I ran into you at Craig. No, because Jordyn Woods, I ain't going to lie, and I don't even want to say this.
I love her. She's a baddie.
She looks damn good. And I'm going to tell you what else is making her look good, too. That fine-ass boyfriend that she got. She got a good man. I love the fact that in the middle of Khloe staying with Tristan, on that plane that had a lot of turbulence called a relationship, Jordan's relationship was able to blossom. And I really like the guy that she's with. I don't know much about him. I know he's a basketball player. I actually saw him once at Larsa Pippen's
good.
No, they were friends first. He's amazing. And they were friends first. He's a very good guy. Very good guy.
Look, if Jason said he don't know much about you, that means you're doing your job.
Yeah.
Well, there's that. Yeah. I mean, I know he's fine as hell. I know he's a basketball player. I know his mother died from COVID, which was so emotional to watch that. I like him. I like how he honors Jordyn. And I know every time I run into her, it's always like this look like, on both parts. Because I'm like, girl, in many ways, people think I ruined her life. I think that I had to be here in order for her to have her own life. It wasn't until this story broke that she was forced out of the back house. And now
So you
look,
set her free, like Harriet Tubman? Is that what you're saying, Jason? That you set Jordan was free?
saying, we're not going. Wait. We're not, hold on. Hold on. We're not going to refer. We're not going to refer to Jordan Woods as a slave. I just
No,
gave
we
her.
called you
what
Harriet
part of
Tubman.
Oh, you calling me a slave?
We called you Harriet.
I ain't no slave. But I will say, yes, I in many ways push her out of the comfort of the Kardashian clan. And I look at her now thriving and making her own money and doing her thing. Her mother Elizabeth looks great. She with a
Oh,
fine
yeah.
ass man who honors her. She's in the position to decide if she wants to go back to the Kardashians or not. And she shouldn't, because she was betrayed in many
She
ways. So
won.
no, I
Jordan
think
won.
Jordan won this. And you know what, Jordan?
Hmm.
Keep on doing you, boo. And I hope one day I'll see you in the streets and you give me a big old hug. And I'm sure that will never happen, but I am willing to accept it if you want to, because I just do my job. You know what I mean? I just do my job. And just like I came on the show and I said that Tristan Thompson was no good and Khloe needed to dump him, she must have heard me, and I'm glad she did it. Congratulations to you for both throwing out your trash. Listen, Tristan Kardashian isn't the only man who's in trouble over there with the Kardashian family. Scott Disick is also in the news because he was asked about dating younger, and he said, quote, "I don't look for young girls, but they're attracted to me." And during Keeping Up with the Kardashians reunion, Scott Disick insisted that he doesn't seek out younger women to date, but instead they come to him. He's 38 years old, and now he's dating 20-year-old Amelia Gray Hamlin, and says, quote, "Everybody gets this wrong, that I look for young girls. I don't go out looking for young girls. They happen to be attracted to me because I look young. That's what I'm telling myself."
Here's the thing. I'm 31 years old. I don't know where to find a 20-year-old woman at. Where did he go where he says they're attracted to him and they come to him? Where the hell are you at? Were you at the girl can't even drink yet. So where are you at? You at the playground? Like where are you finding these young girls? That's what I'm just trying to figure out. Even if you're not attracted to them and walking up to them, is it through the mall? Can somebody tell me where to find a 20-year-old woman at?
I can, because all the women that he's dated that are younger are actually Hollywood royalty, and they all run in the same small circle. So the first girl he dated was Lionel Richie's daughter, and now he's dating Lisa Rinna and Harry Hamlin's daughter. So these are women who are already in his stratosphere because they're already part of Hollywood royalty. So it's not the same thing as going to a club and finding a random 20-year-old. And to his point, I usually, I'm pro women, and I'm always talking about sexual predators, and I believe victims and X, Y, and Z. But when I've been watching, because I watch the Kardashians a lot, I'm going to admit I watched the show in its entirety. Scott has a very young energy where his age does not match the way that he acts. If I met him on the street, I would think he was 30 based on how he acts. And as someone who often dates people who are much younger than me because they assume I'm younger, I kind of understand his point. I don't remember the last time I dated anybody over the age of 34. And I'm in my 40s now. And that's not because
Would you date a 19-year-old?
Well, of course not, because I have sense. But I'm saying because in Hollywood, the things are skewed. Jason, you could talk about this. A lot of times people are in weird situations in this industry that are not the same thing as normal life. So a 20-year-old who's been in this industry her whole life because her family is royalty is very different than the average 20-year-old girl. So I'm not excusing it, but I completely actually understand where he's coming from.
Well, let me just cut through this. Let me just cut through this onion so you can get these tears out the way. I'm 43 years old, and if you're 21 years plus, I'll you if I want to. And you know what? The problem that people have with me somebody in their 20s is because people want to always put gay and pedophilia together. You can be gay and date younger, but not be a pedophile. Let me be very clear. Have I a 21, 22, 23, 25-year-old? Absolutely. Some people will say my energy is a lot younger too, unless you catch me like today, feeling some type of way. But I have to say that I think we have to get to a place where we just agree to disagree. Some people believe date your own age. If you're 43, you should be dating people from 40 to 50. Okay. Some people believe if you're 40, you can date 43, you can date anybody from 30 up. Your personal idea of what a perfect relationship is or what an appropriate relationship is all solely based on what you believe. What we should all believe is that a person that is over the age of 18 should not be dating somebody who's under the age of 18. That's from 18 to 50, should not be dating anybody who's a kid. Now, me, am I going to be with a 19 or a 20-year-old? or even in a relationship with anybody that's up to 23, 24, what the are we going to talk about? You know what I mean? World news.
But
World
he's
news.
immature though. He's immature, so it makes sense.
All right, well, look, since you're frozen and I'm ready to give up on life at this point, I'm about to go. But yes,
Let's go take a nap.
Make sure you keep coming back because this show is going to get lit, especially when I have a nap. Bye.
Bye.